Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And this team is so amazing. The heart, the resilience, our ability to overcome adversity, win games in different ways, the next man up mentality is just unbelievable, as the New York Knicks just came out victorious in Game 4 at Madison Square Garden. That is 2 wins in a row at the Garden. And after winning this game that started up at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, the final score being 102-93, we are now up 3-1 in the series. The last time the New York Knicks were up 3-1 in a playoff matchup, and the last time we advanced to the second round of the playoffs was 2013 when we had Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith, Tyson Chandler, Iman Shumpert, and even more. We were up 3-1. We defeated the Boston Celtics in the first round and advanced to the Indiana Pacers in the second round, and that was such a long time ago when you're really thinking about it. 2013. It's freaking 2023 now. There's a brand new 3 at the end. It's just absolutely unbelievable seeing the improvement from this New York Knicks club over the last few years. We have come a very long way. Obviously, want to see this team go very far, but we should just really appreciate the development and growth of this basketball club. But we're up 3-1. I don't think we should get cocky, though. This team, when it comes to upside, the Cleveland Cavaliers are still a very good basketball club. I'm really pumped up, and there's a 95% chance capability that we're going to go on to advance to the second round of the NBA playoffs. But we've seen crazy things happen in the NBA. My prediction, we're going to win this thing in 6, but obviously I want to win the next game in Cleveland. That would just be absolutely tremendous, but we got to come out hungry. We got to come out desperate in the next game. We need to act like we're the team that's down 3-1. That's how bad the New York Knicks are going to have to want this series, and Jalen Brunson's a very good leader. I do believe in him to really mellow everyone down and mellow them down to the point, like, don't be cocky. We still got to come out with 1 win, but we should definitely be very happy with the result of this game and the result of the NBA playoffs. That's why it was such a big deal to win Game 1 of the NBA playoffs, because they're the 4th seed, we're the 5th seed. They got home court advantage, and for us to be able to steal that was so big and take advantage of us, or take advantage of our opportunity when we're at home and really feed off the energy of the crowd. But let's get right into this game, y'all. This game was so much fun to watch. We were up 15 points at one point when it came to the first half. That was our big lead of the game. The Cleveland Cavaliers were not able to take a lead in that first half. The New York Knicks were in full control. We were up at 9 when it came to halftime, and what really put us in the position to really excel and succeed in the first half was the defense on Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell overall in this game had 6 turnovers. He only had 12 points. He was extremely inefficient in this basketball game. He only had 2 points the entire second half, but in the first quarter, we forced 2 turnovers on him. We forced turnovers on him early, and we're able to get some easy buckets in transition. I remember when we were able to come up with the turnover, Josh Hart had a strong take in transition for an and one. We're forcing turnovers. Josh Hart is just a beast when it comes to going coast to coast. He did get a stop at the rim by Jared Allen one time, but Josh Hart's not afraid to attack. That's what I love about him in the open court. This dude just has such a great mentality, and Josh Hart went on to get the start for the New York Knicks as Quentin Grimes was out with that shoulder injury. He did not come off the bench. Quentin Grimes is not available to play, so I was really interested to see how our bench was going to be. How was quickly going to step up? How's Hartenstein? Where's the other production going to come from when it comes to the bench, as the Cleveland Cavaliers continue to start Caris LeVert? And in my opinion, I would have probably had LeVert come off the bench because you needed more scoring production, take advantage of their bench. The Cavs did have more points than us when it came to the scoring department. Okoro and Cedi Osman had more points than our bench when it came to combined points. But if you truly watch the Heart fighting for the 50-50 balls, we got those winning plays. Our bench had more winning plays than them. Okoro knocked down a couple threes earlier in the game, but he didn't knock down threes when it mattered. When there was an opportunity for Osman to knock down a 3 when it mattered, he didn't execute from beyond the arc as well. So when you look at Hartenstein, he was a beast when it came to the third quarter when the Cavs were going on a run, and he had a big time block at the rim to stop Okoro driving baseline when they're going on a run, which led to an RJ bucket and transition for us to, I believe, cut it down to 1 or take a 1-point lead. And we were able to close that quarter on a very high note because the Cavs went on a ridiculous run in the third quarter, specifically Darius Garland. He was a no-show in the first half, but was brilliant when it came to the third quarter. But shout out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart was awesome in the absence of Quentin Grimes, competing his ass off on the defense side of the basketball. When defending Donovan Mitchell was 3 of 13 from the field. Donovan Mitchell was not efficient. Josh Hart was getting up in Donovan Mitchell's jersey. Donovan Mitchell really, really struggled from the field. He was 5 for 18 from the field. He was 0 for 4 from 3. Only got to the free throw line 2 times. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, because if he's really struggling from the field, you expect like 10 assists to really distribute the ball, but only 11 points, 2 fouls in the 2 Only 2 points in the second half. You need your player, like your player that you traded for, you gave up assets for this big time year to really step up when it mattered, and he did not step up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But Josh Hart rebounded the ball, 7 rebounds. He had 19 points, gave us big time second chance opportunities in that fourth quarter, or big bucket as well. When there was a moment, there was 2 minutes left, we're up 7 in the fourth quarter. Like, he barely got the shot off from mid-range territory, just put up a prayer, and he was able to nail it to put us up 9. And then when there was 1:48 to go in that fourth quarter, when we're up 7, in my opinion, this was a dagger. The Cavs kind of lost hope at this point when, off of a missed shot outside on the perimeter, Josh Hart was able to get this offensive rebound, kick it out to Jalen Brunson for a stand-still catch-and-shoot 3 that he went on to drill and make it a 10-point game. What really separated the two teams, it was just execution down the stretch that we're going to be getting into. But RJ Barrett set the tone. First bucket of this basketball game. Like I mentioned, we led the entire first half. RJ was driving strong. He wasn't hesitant. RJ was awesome. He was really awesome. His body control, the tempo he played at. He was patient out there on the floor. He excelled down the stretch. He had Jalen Brunson 8 points in the fourth quarter. He had RJ Barrett 10 points in the fourth quarter. The main guys, when it comes to top 3 options, 2 or 3 guys really stepped up at a very high level, scoring the basketball, which we needed. The Cavs did not have. We were getting stopped, so it was our job to score the basketball and really catch the Cavaliers defense on their heels. But shout out to RJ, got to the free throw line 14 times. Would like to see him knock down his threes from the outside, but I just love the overall aggressiveness. 26 points in this basketball game. He may have only finished with 1 assist, but he made a very key play when it came to that fourth quarter, when he was driving down, or in the second half, when he was driving down the lane on the left side. He's probing around, found Hartenstein. Hartenstein missed the dunk, but he drew the foul. He did such a great job getting the defense to attract and then dump and kick it to Hartenstein to dribble penetrate and look to throw down a dunk. And another thing some people may not really take a look at, he got Evan Mobley in foul trouble. Evan Mobley actually ended up fouling out this game, and I remember Darius Garland was in foul trouble at one point. He didn't foul out, or he was in foul trouble. He had 4 fouls, I believe he finished within this game, because RJ was just dribble penetrating. He was attacking that defense. If it was LeVert, if it was Garland, he was being physical. He was being strong. And it wasn't just attacking the basket. He had a very nice move that he spun off, had that mid-range jumper in the first half, and he had a very key shot in the fourth quarter when he was giving us constant buckets, going on a run on himself. He's facing up. Cedi Osman knocked down a mid-range jumper on the baseline. He was feeling himself, and we're going to need this from RJ Barrett moving forward, especially to close out the series, because Julius Randle, it looks scary out there. He does not look good. He didn't look engaged. His body language wasn't great. I'm not going to say he wasn't trying, but there was times that I just thought he was lost on the defense side of the basketball. He would lose his assignment, and I'm going to be getting into Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson was freaking fantastic, but I didn't think Randle was fully locked in. He had a very nice play, though, in the third quarter to help us out when it looked like the Cavs were just going to go on this fantastic run. Like, they went on a run. They ended up getting the lead when we're up 9 at halftime. Garland went off, and I remember Caris LeVert got a couple buckets as well. But when Okoro was driving strong to the basket, or sometimes he's just blowing right by Julius Randle. But no, that was the Hartenstein play. I'm thinking about when Donovan Mitchell was in transition, Julius Randle got this really nice block. But I understand there's Mobley in the interior. I understand there's Jared Allen, but we see RJ attacking. If you're going to attack like methodically. Don't attack like predictable. Throw those pump fakes. Try to get to the free throw line. Randle just looks scared. He was settling for not great jumpers outside the perimeter. He missed some open shots, some shots that just need to go down in the first quarter. But shout out to Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau played Obi Toppin in that fourth quarter. Obi Toppin didn't score at a very high level, but we didn't need him to, because Brunson was stepping up. RJ was stepping up. Josh Hart was stepping up offensively, giving us those second chance opportunities. When Brunson made a really nice timely read and found Josh Hart cutting to the basket and threw it down. But Obi, I thought, provided good defense. He played as physical as he's played like all year. 8 rebounds, a season high for Obi Toppin. So I thought Obi did a very good job out there on the basketball floor. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau for making a very good recognition. Shout out to Julius Randle for being a good sport and still supporting his teammates on the sideline. But we need Randle to be better from a mental perspective, production out there on the floor throughout the series, or just to get us one more win and advance to the second round. Because if we want any shot of next round, if it's the Heat or the Bucks, be at least somewhat competitive in the second round, we're going to need Randle to step up at a high level. But shout out to RJ. The attraction is going to be on Brunson, and it's RJ's job to step up. It's Josh Hart's job to step up, and those guys stepped up for us offensively, and just really shout out to them. But obviously Brunson was amazing. This dude just fantastic. He's worth every penny. We all knew this dude was going to be solid coming over, but we didn't know he was going to be great. No one knew he was going to be this freaking good. We knew what he did in the playoff series. 41-point game. He was consistent in that first round, and he's pretty consistent throughout the NBA playoffs. but we didn't see like this giant sample size, and we didn't see him constantly with the ball in his hands because of Luka Doncic. But Jalen Brunson, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 50% from the field. Same thing with RJ Barrett, 50% from the field. In the last time there was 2 Knicks players that had 25 points or more in a game, shooting 50% from the field in a playoff game. It was Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston. I was watching the Knicks postgame show, and I believe Monica McNutt brought that up. I believe. Shout out to them. They do a fantastic job. Alan Hahn and Bill and all of them. I really respect what they do over there. They're in a great position to talk New York Knicks sports. But I just thought Jalen Brunson was fantastic. Brunson set the tone. He knocked down that mid-range jumper. And his three-point shots falling now. Like, he was shooting 18% from 3 in this playoff series, but he knocked down 5 threes in this game. 2 in the first half. A very nice step-back 3 on Darius Garland in the corner, which was a wild shot. It doesn't matter. Any type of separation, he could just knock it down. And I feel he's more methodical than a Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, I think, sometimes puts too much pressure on himself with just over dribbling or just trying to do too much, which could lead to turnovers. And I love Donovan Mitchell's game. And another timely play when it came to that first half when Emmanuel quickly airballed a 3 in the corner. Obi Toppin was able to chase it down. Just great hustle. Like, we're fighting for those 50-50 balls. We're ending up with those 50-50 balls. He was able to find Jalen Brunson for this pump fake, put the ball on the floor, 3-pointer, got the friendly roll. But Brunson from just 3 levels, attack strong to the basket, mid-range 3-point. Not like he got to the free throw line a crazy amount. That's what impressed me. And if you notice on a very nice move on Darius Garland in the fourth quarter to set the tone with the size up. Like, he doesn't push off. It's purely based off of footwork, fundamentals, and how it's just so amazing. And one of my favorite plays of the game was when he was in the paint. He didn't have any dribbles. There was a Jared Allen, there was a Donovan Mitchell, and Jalen Brunson. He was able to use this up and under and finish. This dude just built for New York. He's clutch as hell. Like I mentioned, the timely pass to Josh Hart at the end, and in the fourth quarter, I talked about that big 3 that he went on to knock it down to make it a 10-point game when there was 1:48 left when Josh Hart got the big-time offensive rebound. And in the third quarter, when the Cavs were going on a run, Darius Garland was going off. Darius Garland was strictly attacking Jalen Brunson, trying to take him out of the game, make him tired. But Jalen Brunson is just so even keel as a basketball player, it doesn't fade him. At the end of the fourth, knocks down that mid-range over Garland. He responds. Size up 3. We end up taking a 1-point lead entering that fourth quarter. And Brunson knocked down a jumper at the beginning of the fourth. Thought he was pressing a little too much, but then he let RJ Barrett do his thing. You got to really respect that. But Brunson's just clutch. He's just clutch as shit. He's just unbelievable as a basketball player. The up and unders, the hesitations he has in his game. And he fought for those rebounds, which I absolutely loved. And he had more rebounds than Jared Allen. Keep that in mind. But I'm going to talk about one of my favorite players that I thought was freaking fantastic. Mitchell Robinson was awesome. 12 points. 11 rebounds, I believe 4 offensive rebounds, gave us second chance opportunities, was physical. And in that third quarter, when the Cavs were going on that run, you know who helped out our offense? Mitchell Robinson. Tip-ins, second chance opportunities. He was helping out our offense there. He was freaking brilliant when it came to that third quarter. Throughout this entire game, crashing the glass, second chance opportunities, protecting the rim. Very nice block on Donovan Mitchell when he was attacking. Darius Garland driving down the lane. He was just a freaking stud in the paint. I know Allen ended up with 14 points, but he held him to 4 rebounds. Not like Mobley had a shit ton of rebounds. He had 7 rebounds. LeVert was sneaky. He did end up with 9 rebounds, but Mitchell Robinson setting hard screens, rolling strong to the basket, the tip-ins around the basket. He played like a beast, and he's probably had one of the most underrated series when it comes to the playoffs or for the New York Knicks. He definitely deserves a lot of attention, and he's been awesome. Shout out to Mitchell Robinson. The other center coming off the bench, which saved us when it came to our bench production, because Quickly, 0 points. 0 points from Emmanuel Quickly. I thought he played some tough D, but he helped us when it came to not scoring production, but just bench production. They may have had more points, Seti Osman and Okoro. Hartenstein made some big-time plays for us. He finished with 8 rebounds. He protected the rim well. He was a stud when I believe they were up 2 or 3 points. This is the play I was talking about, because Okoro, sometimes he just blew right past a Randall. Okoro was driving baseline. Hartenstein had this awesome block, leading to RJ get a bucket, and I believe we went up 1. His intensity at the rim, how hard he plays. He set a very nice screen that RJ was patient and able to drive to the basket in the fourth quarter. Very methodical drive to the basket. Hartenstein sets hard screens. I believe he got 1 offensive rebound. He crashed the glass really well. He just played so strong. And this Knicks team, they're going to play their ass off. They may have more size, but we play harder. And shout out to us for being physical with Mobley. When Mobley gets his shots in the dunker spot, it's hard to stop. Because obviously he's right near the basket. He's a 7-footer, but he just has such a quick release. But when you force him force him to his offensive parts of his game that aren't fully developed, like the hook shot and the fadeaway, he's going to be in trouble. And when we forced him into that, it was like a no-show. But Evan Mobley wasn't in the game offensively when it really mattered. Jared Allen had 14 points, and a couple of his did come at the beginning or at the kind of end of the fourth quarter. We're going on a run. They're kind of coming back because Jared Allen was getting a couple buckets. LeVert got buckets, but it really came down to our guy stepped up when it mattered. McBride, shout out to him. He checked the game. He played some tough-ass defense on Donovan Mitchell as well. He had a very nice defensive possession that he forced Donovan Mitchell into the scoop shot that wasn't even close at the basket. He knocks on a three. I went nuts. This was a collective effort. Shout out to Tibbs for not playing Randall in the fourth quarter. Let Obi Toppin do his thing. But RJ stepped up when it mattered. Josh Hart driving strong to the basket, making key passes. May not always really result to assists, but pass to assists. The rebounds out there on the basketball floor. 19 points for Josh Hart. 7 rebounds. May have not been crazy efficient, but he did his thing. RJ Barrett, 26 points on 50% shooting. Jalen Brunson, 29 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists on 50% shooting. You know, Hornstein played his ass off. Mitch protected the rim like a beast. A couple blocks, a double-double in this basketball game. Shout out to Randall for being a good sport. Wasn't his game, and he's going to have to step up. He's really going to have to step up. So what if RJ does have an off game, but RJ's been playing so awesome lately. And just Donovan Mitchell, 2 points in the second half. As a collective unit, this team was just so awesome defensively. Just getting after Donovan Mitchell, forcing turnovers early and making sure he doesn't get confidence. Because if he got confidence early, there's potential he could have dropped 40 at the Garden, but that did not happen. It came down to Darius Garland went off in the third quarter, kind of kept him in check in the fourth, still got some buckets. LeVert got some buckets, but they had no bench production. Like, Okoro missed a three when they needed it. Cedi Osman missed a three when they needed it. They got points early on, and Osman, like 4 of his points, I believe, came from the free throw line. So they weren't really pop stats. Rubio didn't do a lot. Danny Green was out there a few minutes, didn't do a lot. We got timely buckets. We got timely rebounds. We got timely stops. We were the better team in that entire fourth quarter. The Cavs owned, I would say, like 8 minutes of that third quarter, or maybe like 6 minutes of that third quarter. The Knicks closed it out very strong. Brunson clutch as shit. We're up 3-1. Will we win this in 5? Will we win it in 6? Hopefully it doesn't go to 7, because then I think that's when it becomes a mental thing. But just RJ stepping up. Brunson, this team is just so freaking awesome. Trying to think if I'm forgetting about anything else. There's just so much that went on in this game. Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all. Let's go Knicks.